What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team FISHKNUCKLES YouTube channel. Today's Wednesday. I know we kind of do just whatever we want for Wednesday, but today we're actually going to go over something pretty good to talk about, and that is what I think are the 10 best decks. Well, they're 10 decks. I don't know if they're the best decks, but here's 10 decks I like to play when I'm playing the new standard format. This weekend there's actually a regionals. This is the first standard regionals that we have in North America, so it's going to be interesting to see who is going to win this. So why not cover 10 different decks that I think have a shot? Now, outside of those 10, there's probably like 20 more decks that can easily win this. Like, the standard format right now is so open, but I think these are the top 10 decks right now if I were to take a random guess. Now, some of these we have covered, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on those. I think we've covered maybe 4 or 5 of these. I think it's just 4 of them, so we have 6 decks to cover. Altogether is 10, and for those other decks that we haven't really covered, I'm going to leave a link, or that we don't really cover in this video, I'm going to leave a link down below to the video where we talk about it. Not much has changed overall in those decks. So the first one we're going to look at, we're going to go in order, alphabetically. So first one is Decidueye Ninetales. This deck has actually done pretty well. It won a League Cup, it's done some other things. I don't have their list, I don't know what they're playing. I've seen most people play this list, and here is my Decidueye deck. You know, Decidueye, Feather Arrow, you got the Vulpix or Beacon. Basically, it's like Decidueye Devolution. You got Espeon with the Miraculous Shrine to de-evolve Pokemon. It's pretty, I mean, all these decks are pretty straightforward nowadays in this format. But, you know, Decidueye, Feather Arrow, you got Vulpix, you got the Ninetales, we're going to go that way, Coco, Spread, Espeon to de-evolve. That's pretty much the whole deck. We've already covered this before. I don't know if the list is exactly the same. I might have changed it. I don't know what I've changed or if I haven't changed it at all. But link down below to Decidueye Ninetales if you want to see more about this. So check that out. Next up is going to be Espeon Garb. It's the same exact deck we covered on Monday. Talking about the hype is real with Espeon Garbodor. I think it is going to be a big deck this weekend just because, you know, the Garbotux and Garbodor is so good. Just be able to shut down abilities. You got the Trash Lunge Garbodor, punish those item-based decks. And, of course, Espeon is just really good with that Psybeam and the Psychic to punish those heavy energy attacks. So, we know what this deck does, but here's my Espeon Garbodor list. So that's 2 out of 10. Link is down below to the Espeon Garb video that we did as well. Alright. So next up, we haven't covered this deck in the standard format yet, but this is probably my favorite deck. Like, if I'm going to regionals this weekend, if I was going to Connecticut, I'd definitely be playing this deck. This is definitely my favorite deck overall, and it is Gardevoir GX. It's probably one of the most hyped decks in the format right now, and it's still probably one of the best decks in the format. Yeah, everybody's trying to counter it, but Gardy can beat everything. I think so, unless I'm crazy. It can even beat Metagross. I don't think it can beat Solgaleo, but it can beat Metagross, because Metagross, they don't discard their energies, but Solgaleo does. That's the difference there. But, you know, we got the Gardevoir GX with Infinite Force, does 30 damage, times amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. We're going to play a heavy line of 4-3, 3-1, the Course Glaive Premonition, and I'm still a big fan of Oranguru. Oranguru is going to help you against Metagross. Oranguru has attack Psychic. This attack does 20 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So you do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With the Choice Band, you do 150, and you actually get 2-shot of Metagross, which is really, really nice with the Oranguru. So your opponent has to make a decision. Do they attack the Oranguru, take that 1 prize card, and if they do, you do play the Stretcher and the Super Rod to reuse that Oranguru over and over again. You can use the Lele to attack against Metagross as well, which is really nice, but you gotta remember, Metagross keeps those 3 energies, and with Gardevoir, you can easily punish them, because they have a base of 90. Yeah, they got 250 HP, but it is easily doable to get those energies on your Gardevoir. It's a very, very slow deck, but Gardevoir can take it down. Trust me on that. I promise you guys. This list is heavy tech for the mirror. I'm gonna give a shout out to Kevin Baxter. He kind of came up with almost the original list. I changed a couple cards and made it a little bit different than his, but the key thing about this deck is the 3 Acerollas. Acerola is going to help you out so much in the mirror. You're going to be able to put 1 energy on Gardevoir and swing it to your opponent, and your opponent's either going to swing with 1 energy as well, or they're going to load up your Guardy, try to take a knockout, but they need so many energies. I think they need like 6, 12, 18, 7, 21. They need 8 energy total, or 7 with the choice band to knock out your Guardy. And if they whiff that, you can ace roll your damaged your Guardy, and then put a new one down and just punish them that way. We are playing a 4-3-3 Guardy line, so very, very heavy Curlia, and still playing the 4 Rare Candy just in case you need that. 2 Bridget is amazing. You don't ever miss the turn 1 Bridget with the Lele and the Bridget, so that's pretty cool with 3 Leles. 3 Guzma is a must almost in every deck now. 4 N and 4 Sycamore choice band. 8 Fairy, 4 DC. Toe Scrappers, I played 2 of them, which sometimes shocks some people. Playing the 2 Field Blowers to get, I think it's a Toe Scrapper, but the 2 Field Blower does help out a lot against some random decks. They don't really expect the 2 sometimes, but with the 2 plus the Twilight GX, you have so many resources to get back your, to reuse your Field Blowers, which is really nice. I mean, like I said, I think the deck can beat anything. I think it's the strongest play going into this weekend. The only deck it probably struggles against is maybe Greninja, but even then, you can beat that deck. Yeah, so I think this is a great play. Yeah, so Gardevoir GX I think is the best play for this weekend. If I was to play, this is definitely the deck I want to play. And the same, I would play the same 60. I would not change a single card. I would play this. I went like 7-0 last Saturday at my league playing this. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten so lucky at League Cups. The only times I've lost is because I've been dead drawing. So take it as it is, I guess. Alright, so that's going to be Gardevoir GX. Like I said, probably one of the strongest decks in the format. Now, a deck we haven't covered yet at all in a long time is going to be Golisopod. Now, tomorrow we actually do cover Golisopod and Expanded, so I'm kind of like, oh, we have covered it, but we haven't. The video hasn't been released yet. But it's kind of like the deck that Zach Zamora piloted to get top 8 at Fort Wayne Regionals. It's just using straight Golisopod, nothing tacky, no Zoroark, nothing, evolutions don't work anymore. Zoroark is still a thing, but we're not going to play that in this list. Instead, we're playing 4-4 Golisopod with that first impression 30, and if it came your active Pokemon 90 more, so 100 to 20, you get the Armor Press for 100, you take 20 less damage, and the Crossing Cut GX attack for 150, with the Choice Band 180, which pretty much knocks out a lot of stuff in the format right now. You have the Coco for the free retreat, and the Flying Flip could help you hit some crazy numbers. We got the 3 Lele and the 1-1 Octillery to help you with Abyssal Hand. This is something that Zach did play in his list, and I kind of do like it. I kind of want Ringaroo as well. I don't know which one's better, Ringaroo or the Octillery. It's kind of up to you. I'm just playing the Octillery because it was Zach Blade. I'm not a big fan of Octillery just because it can't attack, while Ringaroo can. And Ringaroo is a basic, and while Octillery is a stage 1. So it has its pros and its cons. Octillery draws 5, and Ringaroo only draws 3, so it's kind of up in the air. But Heavy Ball is really good in this deck because you have the Wimpod and the Golisopod that have a 3 energy retreat cost, so Heavy Ball can search those out. You still have the Ultra Ball and the Bridget, of course. You're playing a heavy Acerola to recycle your Golisopods. So the idea is you Acerola your Golisopod, put it back down on a different Wimpod, retreat the Coco, and an attack with First Impression. You got 4 Guzmas as well. It's a really good 4 in this deck. 4 N, 4 Sycamore, 3 Choice Band, of course, so you hit those Crossing Cut knockouts. First Pressure 150 is nice as well, especially when you Coco twice or something crazy like that. 4 DC and 8 Grass Energy, and that's going to be the Golisopod deck. Nothing too crazy, just know that Golisopod, he is a single 8, he's like a 1 energy attacker, has 2 10 HP, can hit for 150 for 1 energy, and that is crazy insane. It's going to be it's not going to be a big deck, but it's definitely going to be something to consider on your radar if you're going to this weekend. 2 Field Blower. You could cut it down to 1. You really don't need the 2. The only really abilities you have is Octillery and Lele, but what's good is getting rid of those Fury Belts, which could help you out a lot. The only deck's real bad matchup is going to be Volcanion. It can kind of struggle with Guardy because they're both exchanging like knockouts. Who whiffs to Acerola? If you notice, Guardy also plays 3 Acerola, so it definitely comes a weird match for sure. It basically comes who kind of draws more dead. Guardy player does have to get a stage 2 out. Golisopod has to get stage 1, but they have to recycle this Golisopod is active every time, so it definitely is a weird matchup. I don't know. I think I'm kind of biased, but I think Guardy does have the advantage. But that is going to be Golisopod there. Of course, it struggles with Volcanion. Like, you're going to lose Volcanion. There's no way around it. Unless they dead draw, then you win. But outside of that, you're probably going to lose that match. Alright, so Golisopod. Next up, it's going to be Greninja. Greninja is a deck that did survive the format. A lot of people did hype it up at the start, but it has slowly started to die down. This list is going to be a little bit different than the others that we've seen, just because I played against a list kind of like this, and it was very, very scary. So you get the 4-4-4-4-3 Greninja line. Of course, you know, Greninja, Shadow Stitching 40, Moonlight Slash 60, 20 more if you pick up a Water Energy. You get the Greninja Break with a giant Water Shuriken to do 60 to a Pokemon when you discard a Water Energy. And of course, the main way to get your frogs is going to be Frogadier with that Water Duplicates to search for 3 Frogadiers and put them onto your bench. We're playing a 1-1 Starmie. Starmie is just really good to have that Space Beacon ability to get those 2 basic Water Energies out of your discard pile and put them into your hand, so that way you can abuse the giant Water Shuriken when you're into 1 card. Now, the 1 card that you're going to think is kind of crazy is going to be Tapu Fini GX. Tapu Fini GX has the Tapu Storm. It does, okay, let me read it for you. It says, shuffle your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck. If your opponent has no bench Pokemon, this attack does nothing. Now, this might seem like a big deal, but being able to Tapu Storm in their main attacker and they can't get set up, like let's say you're playing against Guardy, and they Tapu Storm your only Guardy GX in the deck, and now you're struggling because your only Guardy got shuffled in there. And now you can't attack anymore, and you can't use any of your abilities because, you know, they're Shadow Stitching you. That's, you know, what a Guardy player, that's what a Greninja player does to Guardy, and then they just lose that way. I might have first-hand experience and kind of salty about this matchup, but it's a really good play. I can't remember his name, and I'm so sorry because he watched the videos, and I feel like a jerk now. But he would Tapu Fini my only Guardy GX on the active, and then I have no way to attack because I didn't expect it, and then we just lost, so... yeah, that was a pretty bad matchup. I mean, Shadow Stitching is really strong, and then, you know, 1 energy, a 170 HP Pokemon is really strong, and a non-EX Pokemon as well. And that's some good times. But we play 3 Evosoda. It's just really good to search for your more water Pokemon to get out those Greninjas. We did lose our Dive Balls, but we do have the Evosoda to search out your evolutions. 2 Field Blower, of course, you need your abilities. 1 Stretcher, 1 Super Rod. You could play 2 Stretcher, but we're playing 1-1 right now. 4 Ultra Ball. And 3 Brooklet Hill. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ways to search out different water Pokemon. Not all together. Brooklet Hill search for basic water and put them to your bench. Evosoda is for evolutions, and Ultra Ball is for any. So they kind of do different things, but they all search out your Pokemon. We're playing 2 Fishmen. You might be able to cut this because you do play the 1-1 Starmie, but if your Starmie is prized early game, then you kind of need the Fishmen to get back your energies. This is definitely a weird thing. You could cut 1 for a second Super Rod. I would not say no to that at all. 2 Guzma and 2 Lily, which I didn't know how strong it was, but after playing against it, it's really good. You draw and you have 6 cards in your hand, which you might be thinking, only 6, what's the big deal? But you gotta remember, you're constantly evolving with this deck. Alright, sorry about that, but I didn't cut off for a second. But like I said, you're constantly a giant water Shuriken, which makes Lily really, really strong because you can just like play a bunch of stuff on your hand, then Lily up to 6, and you're good to go. And also it gives you like 2 more supporter cards because you're only playing 8 in majority of decks, so that's really good to have the 10. Of course, 4 in for Sycamore. But 3 Choice Band, which makes where Shadow Stitching hits for 70 and becomes a really annoying attack. 70 plus 60 is 130, times that twice, and you're doing 260, which knocks out everything in the format. 3 Splash Energies, so that way if a Greninja gets knocked out, it gets returned back into your hand. It's a really, really good card. You just pick the whole frog lines up, comes back in your hand, and you're good to go. Of course, 8 Water Energies, and that way you can activate that giant Water Shuriken, and that's going to be Greninja. Not much has changed, but I do like the 1 more Starmie and the Tapu Fini in there, just to be able to reuse your Water Energies and Tapu Fini, the only attackers if needed. Alright, so, yeah, that's fine. I didn't make any changes. It's just something PTC does. So, 5 down, 5 left to go. Alright, so, next up, we only have 3 left to go, because 2 of these we've already covered. Next up is going to be a Ho-Oh GX. Now, Fire is in a weird situation right now. There's a couple of different ways to play Fire. And we're definitely going to make a video about this. It's an interesting topic. We might do it Monday. But this is my Ho-Oh GX Salazzle deck. Now, the other way you can play Fire is just like straight Volcanion. I don't know which one is better. I have no idea. I do like this version, though, because I like to turn one Kiawe on a Ho-Oh GX. So, Kiawe, you search deck for 4 Fire Energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Of course, you want to start Ho-Oh and the Kiawe. And the point is you Kiawe, turn one to Ho-Oh GX, and start using Phoenix Burn. Phoenix Burn does 180 damage, which can easily punish your opponents. You just like 180, 180, 180. The only downfall is you can't use Phoenix Burn during your next turn, which isn't too big of a deal because you do play, like, you know, the 3 Guzmas, you play the Switch, the Floatstone, stuff like that to get the Ho-Ohs out of the active spot. The main one is the Guzma. You might want to play more switches. I'm still tinkering with the deck. I'm not 100% sure on it just yet. but it seems very, very strong. And what you could do is just take it fire, which is very nice as well. And some things I've been seeing is you get Fighting Fury out of Ho GX, and I definitely want to put this, I think I want to put this in here, maybe cut some choice bands for some Fighting Fury belts. But what Fighting Fury belt does, it makes where you can do 60 to an active and knock out like routes and Vulpixes. Sorry, I just have like Guardy mentality in my head, but it's just really good against Guardy. The only downside about this deck is when you play against Guardy, you have 4 energies in your Ho-Oh, which is a base of 120, so you're kind of in trouble there. And that's where, you know, like, Salazzle GX is going to help you. It has that Diabolical Claws. This deck does 50 damage for each price card you have taken, so once you've taken, like, 5, you can do 250 to one-shot a Guardy, which is really nice. You get the Turtonator with the Nitro Tank to get back your energies. You also have Shell Trap for 20, make whenever they attack you, they get 8 damage, and Bright Flame for 160, discard 2 fire. I still like the Baby Volcanion in the deck. Baby Volcanion is going to help you against the Ninetales Safeguard. Power Heater, you can easily take some knockouts, which is another reason why I want Fury Belts in this deck. I think the deck definitely needs Fury Belts, is what I think I would add into this. 2 Volcanion, it's still really good. That Steam Up attack, going to get you some great knockouts. And I guess Secret Fire plus, you know, a Volcanion, still a knockout on some, like, routes and stuff. So it's not too bad at all to just go that way if you want to. But 2 Field Blower, 3 Max Elixirs. We need to get the energies on our bench Pokemon. That way when Ho attacks turn 1, we can send him another attacker and start going. 2 Super Rod to get back those fire energies. This deck does not play any Fisherman right now. It might include one. It might play an Energy Retrieval. I think that card is legal. Is Energy Retrieval legal? That's the question right now. Is Energy Retrieval legal? It is legal. Alright, so you could play that if you wanted to, or Fishman, it's up to you. One switch, which is definitely like kind of like the Japanese list that's kind of basing off of right now, for Ultra Ball. But 3 Guzma, 3 Kiawe, you want to hit that Kiawe turn 1, and with 3 Lele, you should hit this. 4 In and 4 Sycamore. 4 Choice Band, just so you hit some crazy numbers, like I said, with you can do like Bright Flame for knockouts. You can do, you know, Volcanic Heat. You just want to have this unlimited power. But like I said, you might want to play Fury Belts instead. Maybe 4 Fury Belts. I don't know. Right now, I don't know all the math and fire. I'm definitely not the best fire attacker or fire player. But definitely some Fury Belts in here could be great. 2 Flowstone to give some Pokemon free retreat. Because, you know, Volcanion, he has a pretty hefty retreat cost. Turtonator, you know, he's got a hefty retreat cost. So these Flowstones are going to help out a lot. Especially when you Guzma into a Turtonator or Volcanion. Then retreat back into Ho-Oh and take a knockout that way. And 14 Fire Energy, which seems like the standard right now. So that is going to be the Ho-Oh Salazzle deck. Which I think is the better version of the Fires. But I'm not 100% positive either. I think I'm talking too fast, guys. I'm sorry. So let's see. So next up is going to be Metagross. Okay, so Metagross, whatever you want to call it. This deck is pretty linear. It's not too much to it. Just know that Metagross, you have that Geotech systems. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may attach a Psychic or a Metal Energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. And the point of the deck is you get like 2 Metagrosses out. You use Giga Hammer, which does 150, and this Pokemon can't use Giga Hammer during your next turn. But the point is you treat to new Metagross, double Geotech to the active, and keep on Giga Hammer that way. It's a really strong thing. You have Algorithm as well to search for 5 cards and put them into your hand. We do play 3 Vulpix. 3 might be high, but I want to get that tone of Vulpix off ASAP. 1 Necrozma, which can be your late game sweeper with the Prismatic Burst. Discard all Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. This deck does 60 more damage for each of you discard it this way. So if you discard 3, you do 190. If you discard 2, you do 130 with Choice Band 160. Which might not pick up the knockout, but definitely you're just trying to get all your Psychics on your Necrozma to end the game. Also, you can just like maybe pick up some some low HP EX or GX right now. I don't know what that is, but maybe it works out. Also, it's good against Volcanion just a little bit, but not really. I think you still just auto lose the Volcanion even with Necrozma in there. But you know, Lele and Vulpix, kind of standard stuff. But 3 Field Blower, we love our abilities. We need them. We don't survive without them. That's why we're playing 3. 3 Max Potions, so that way if you hit your Metagross, you can constantly just keep them alive over and over again. 4 Rare Candy, we're just, you know, 4, 4, 4, and 4 Rare Candy. We're trying to get our Metagross out ASAP. 1 Stretcher. I mean, in hindsight, your Metagrosses should never get knocked out, so, like, 1 Stretcher is fine. If you're scared of the 1, you could play 2. 4 Ultra Ball, 1 Bridget, 3 Guzma, 4 N, and 4 Sycamore. Nothing else too crazy. 3 Choice Band, you want to hit that 180 for some crucial knockouts. 9 Metal, and 3 Psych Energy. I mean, there's nothing else really to say about this deck. Just know the whole point of it is you get out multiple Metagrosses. You do this by using Vulpix, Beacon, grabbing the Pokemon you need, and you just evolve Metagrosses, and you just start going crazy. It's a very simple strategy, but it's very, very powerful. Metagross has 250 HP. He takes down one of the... He does hit for weakness on one of the biggest decks right now, which is Gardevoir, so that you do have wins against that. Nothing really one-shot you unless you're Fire. So, yeah, if you like Metagross, play it this weekend. It's a very good deck, and it does have great matchups across the board. It might struggle against Greninja as well. But then Greninja could have Greninja hands, and we know how that goes if you like playing Greninja. So that's going to be Metagross. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next up is going to be Pancakes, but it doesn't have Pancakes anymore. Alright, so Joe and Tamao, 2 of my good friends from the UK, have been playing this deck a lot. And every time they play it, I just get so excited because it's probably one of my favorite decks. And the standard format, unfortunately, I don't play it too much. So what I did is I copied Joe's top 16 list. Congratulations, Joe, from Omnipoke. Make a top 16 with the Xerneas Break deck. But let's go over this and see why this deck is still so strong in this format right now. So your main kind of setup attacker is going to be Xerneas with the Geomancy. Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon for each of those. You search check for a Fairy Energy and attach them to that Pokemon. And the reason why we're doing this is because of Xerneas Break. Xerneas Break has Life Stream. This deck does 20 damage times the amount of energies in play of all your Pokemon. So let's say you have like 8 Fairy Energy out. You're doing 160 with the Choice Band, 190. It might seem unrealistic to get out 8 Fairy Energy, but with Geomancy and Attachment, you can attach 3 per turn. You play 4 Max Elixirs, so you can get 4 per turn, and then you do it again, and you can easily get 5, you can get like 10 energies by turn 2. Of course, you have DCEs, which counts as 2 energies, which is really good. You got the Oranguru for the Instruct to draw 3. It's really good because you have a bunch of cards you can play out of your hands. You got the Choice Bands to do additional 30. We are playing 4 Lele or Go Home. This is Joe's list, like I said. I would probably cut one to play a 4th Xerneas Break, but I can see why he just wants to play the 3. You should just win just between like 2 Xerneas Breaks attackers. Yeah, it's gonna be all the Pokemon. It's very, very linear. Just like a lot of the decks now. I think if your list is too tacky in this format right now, I think you're doing something wrong. I think you should be super consistent and just try to win that way. But yeah, that's gonna be all the Pokemon. Of course, Field Blower to get rid of stuff. 4 Max Elixirs to get more Fairies in the field. You got the 1 Stretcher to, of course, get back your Xerneases or Xerneas Breaks. Super Rod, which does the same thing, and you can get back your Fairy Energies. 4 Ultra Ball to search out the Xerneases. 3 Fairy Garden, you get those free retreat for Pokemon with Fairy Energy attached to it, which is really good to cycle between your Xerneases if needed. 2 Bridget, you want to be able to search your Xerneas out ASAP. Alright, 3 Guzma, 3 N, and 4 Sycamore. This is probably the only list you're going to see with 3 N. Like I said, it's not mine, it's Joe's, but still, they've done fantastic with the list. 4 Choice Band and 2 EXP Share. EXP Share does help you get those energies in play. Usually you play 4 of these, but now with Field Blower being everywhere, EXP Share is not that great anymore, unfortunately, so that's the only downside of that. 3 DC and 12 Fairy Energy. And there we go. There's Xerneas Breaks. You just get a bunch of energies out and start using that Life Stream attack to do some heavy damage. And that'll be... I haven't really tested it too much, but hey, they've done well with it, so why not play it as well? Next up is Rainbow Road and Vikabulu. Not too much to say about these. We covered Rainbow Road 2 weeks ago. Just be able to Rainbow Forest 10 plus 30 for each different type Pokemon on your bench. You got the Poniard, Bisharp, sorry. Bisharp, you got Galvantula, you got Volcanion, 3 different dual types. You're going to be swinging for a ton of damage. Link down below for that video. And then, of course, last is Vikabulu, which is one of the first decks we covered. It has not changed. I'm 100% positive this list has not changed at all, but I think is a really strong contender. You did see me play against Eric from the Rare Candy, taking down his list with our Vikabulu deck in a best 2 out of 3, so it can take down the strongest deck in format. It's a really good deck. Some things I would probably put in here as an Acerola maybe, just to pick up your damage Tapu Bulus. But it has done fairly well. I know I played a League Cup in like 4 out of the 8 top 8 were Vikabulu. I mean, of course, John Roberts was there. St. Louis loves their Vikabulu right now. But it is a really good deck. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. It is a really good deck, and that is gonna be John Roberts' special Vika Bulu, just Vika Vault Topic Bulu. If you want to learn more about it, links are down below. So links are to everything for 4 different decks, but we haven't covered 6 of them. Like I said, this format is so open. There's so many different decks you can play against this format. There's probably like 10 to 20 more decks you can play against and easily lose against them. That's the great thing about this standard format. It is so wide open and we don't know what's going to do well. But guys, there we go. Good looking this weekend at Hartford, Connecticut Regionals. If you're not going there, maybe we're going to leak up. Today we just talked about the top 10, not top 10 decks, just 10 decks that I think are the best, or just 10 decks I like playing. I guess is what we're trying to say here. 10 decks I like playing in standard format. But guys, there we go. Hopefully you learned something new. There's 10 different decks in this video. All free, of course. Point that out there. No subscription needed. Except if you want to subscribe, you can for free as well. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. Hopefully I didn't speak too fast. I apologize if I did. If you have any questions about any decks, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll try to talk to them as well. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday. Alrighty. Bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.